Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. As I return back to Colorado for the holiday season in 2022, I decided to drive a little bit north of Denver to the town of Greeley. Here lies a dead mall in a quite precarious state, as it is one of only 4 remaining properties still operated by Moonbeam. Welcome to the Greeley Mall in Greeley, Colorado. As Sophia and I take a walk through this mall a couple weeks before Christmas, I could still see the cracks showing of how Moonbeam is leaving this mall at neglect and how this mall ultimately really is a dead mall. Whilst it's got some occupancy issues covered, this mall still has several other problems that all the other Moonbeam properties faced. Let's tell this mall's story and take a walk through this dying mall in case if we never see it again. To begin with the history, Greeley Mall would begin life in 1973. Developed by the Fuel & Winder Company, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, based out of Denver, Greeley Mall would seek great fanfare at the start. At the time, anchors would consist of Jocelyn's, Montgomery Ward, and J.M. McDonald's department store. And architecture in the mall would consist of dark brown woodwork and orange carpet, with dark-colored light posts inside and a large fountain in the center court. Greeley Mall's success would go on stronger when an expansion would happen in 1981, adding a Sears as a 4th anchor to Greeley Mall, with several other small shops including Radio Shack and the Three Wishes toy store. And to conclude a minor renovation in 1987, JCPenney would relocate from downtown Greeley to open the 5th and final anchor store in Greeley Mall. It seemed like Greeley Mall would go on strong throughout the 80s and early 90s. However, many changes would come to the mall in the mid to late 1990s. Many anchor store changes would happen in the 1990s, as Dillard's would buy out Jocelyn's in 1998 when they purchased Mercantile Stores Inc. And even though J.M. McDonald's would close in 1983, Dillard's would operate a dual anchor setup at Greeley Mall, occupying the Jocelyn's and J.M. McDonald's spaces. 2001 would see Montgomery Ward close as the entire company would go out for bankruptcy. The Montgomery Ward space at Greeley Mall would be demolished shortly after for a Cinemark movie theater, which would open in 2003. To complement the new movie theater, 2004 would see an interior renovation take place at Greeley Mall, giving the look you see today. Giving the mall new skylights, freshening up the interior, and giving a new main entrance near the movie theater. New restaurants would also appear in the parking lot at this time, such as Pizza Hut and Chuck E. Cheese's. Even the strip plaza next door would see some changes happen, as a Safeway supermarket would now occupy a former Office Depot space. However, things would start struggling in the late 2000s. 2008 would see Dillard's close both of their Greeley Mall locations by May 14th that year, leaving a major gap to fill in the mall space. With 2 empty anchors, many stores would start leaving Greeley Mall at this time. 2012 would unfortunately see Greeley Mall get purchased by Moonbeam Capital for $6.1 million. Things would not see a sign of turnaround until August of 2015, when AtHome would come in to fill the old Jocelyn's Dillard space, and the other Dillard space would get filled in by Team Tom Gym in 2017. However, in 2017, we would also see Sears close their Greeley Mall store, closing their location by January 2018. The store would end up being demolished in 2019 for redevelopment. However, as of the recording of this video, that space just sits as an empty field. Things would get really bad in terms of occupancy at Greeley Mall around this time. And in early 2020, the mall would have to shut down for the COVID-19 pandemic for a couple months. As Greeley Mall reopened, JCPenney would file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and close their Greeley Mall location by October of 2020, along with 4 other Colorado stores and 154 locations nationwide. And in January 2021, AtHome would leave Greeley Mall and relocate their store into nearby Johnstown, Colorado. Thankfully, the JCPenney, which we were just walking through, did get filled in by a Habitat for Humanity restore in early 2022. Today, Greeley Mall stands as a dead mall. Even with some occupancy being held on by local shops and a few national chains that still remain, Greeley Mall would still fall under Moonbeam's fate. Even with struggles before, Moonbeam would pretty much not do much to fix any of these problems. If you don't know about Moonbeam, they were known for owning properties such as the Shoppingtown Mall in New York, the Columbia Place Mall in South Carolina, and the Century 3 Mall in Pennsylvania, along with several more. They bought the malls for cheap and literally did nothing to fix their problems, even getting so bad as lights being shut off and water damage getting severe at some of those listed properties. Now, thankfully, it does seem like Greeley Mall, just like the West Oaks Mall in Florida, which they also own that I've covered on the channel, has had some of its problems stabilized, unlike those other properties listed. So it does seem like there's a small glimmer of hope for Greeley Mall, but only future and time will tell us what will happen to this property. Before I get into my thoughts, I will let Sophia just explain her thoughts and what she thought during our visit.
Greeley Mall is one of those malls I had no clue existed, not only because I had never been to Greeley, but because if you drove past Greeley Mall, you wouldn't necessarily know it was there. It is hidden away between several stores, empty buildings, and an empty parking lot. The mall entrance is small and hard to spot from the road. I had never heard of this mall before, and from what I had heard, it was doing poorly. Did I mention this mall had one of the worst parking lots we have ever been in? When we visited this mall, it was during the holidays, so it was busier than normal, and there was a fair share of families doing Christmas shopping for the holidays. This mall is one of my favorites I've been to. It was dead, plenty of vacancies, quiet and peaceful, and had a calm and clean vibe to it. The mall was renovated in the 2000s, so it had a very sleek design to it, with a mostly white, gray, and black color scheme with lush greenery throughout. The plants really made this mall special, especially except the plants in the entrance, those ones were dead.
Alright, to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the design of this mall. To me, it's just too, pale white. But I do love the skylights in this mall, and I think the skylights gave it a lot of character. This is another one of those malls that, for me, I didn't enjoy it for its design, but just my overall experience. Getting to visit here and just spending my time here with Sophia was really nice, and it was still a really peaceful place. That's one thing I do enjoy about these dying malls. They're honestly very soothing and relaxing places for me to just walk around inside, get away from the awful weather and the freezing cold temperatures that this December had in Colorado. And I just really enjoyed my visit. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of the architecture, overall, I really enjoyed my visit to Greeley Mall. And I hope you all enjoyed this video. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching my video tour of the Greeley Mall in Greeley, Colorado. Once again, even though the architecture wasn't the best in my opinion, I still really enjoyed my visit here and it was such a peaceful experience with Sophia. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like as it greatly helps support the channel. And whilst you're at it, be sure to click that subscribe button and turn on notifications so more videos like this can come to more viewers like you. If you're into this kind of stuff, I have a lot more dead mall and other mall and retail related content coming to the channel very soon, with a lot more stuff you're not going to want to miss. So be sure to subscribe for more. If you want more sneak peeks of future videos coming to my channel, I have an Instagram. Check it out in the link in the description. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching. Take care, stay awesome, and have a blessed day. I will see you all in my next video.